What happens when the only bridge connecting the town and the forest is destroyed, and Yeti Bob must rally everyone to rebuild it? This is the story of Bob and the Broken Bridge, a tale of teamwork, laughter, and a hint of mystery carved in stone. The night sky split with lightning. Rain hammered rooftops. Thunder rolled across the valley. The river, usually calm, surged and roared louder than ever before, churning white, smashing against its banks. By dawn, the townsfolk gathered at the riverbank, their boots sinking in the soaked earth. The bridge, their only crossing to the woods and the mountains, was gone. Wood splinters bobbed in the current. Stones cracked and scattered like children's toys. Children gasped, clutching their parents' hands. "How will we gather berries? Fetch water? Trade with the forest?" the parents asked. One child whispered, "How will Bob reach the mountains if he needs to?" Bob stood silently in the rain, fur dripping, gazing at the broken span. Then, with a slow, determined nod, he rumbled, "We build again." Bob wasted no time. He waded into the woods, hauling heavy logs on his shoulders, carrying boulders strapped against his broad back, stacking beams with giant hands. But Bob was not a carpenter. When he hammered, the nails bent sideways. When he lifted planks, they snapped in his grip. When he tried to tie ropes, his knots came out as hopeless tangles, more nest than knot. The children giggled, though kindly. "Bob, that's not how it's done." The fox tilted its head, bemused, its tail twitching like it was laughing too. Bob sighed, lowering his tools. For once, his strength wasn't enough. Then came a small voice. "Maybe we can help." The children stepped forward, their smiles bright. The townsfolk lifted their tools. From the forest shadows the cryptids emerged, curious, willing. Bob's shoulders eased. His smile returned. The bridge would not be built by one. It would be built by all. The project began in earnest. The winged cryptids soared high above the river, carrying ropes across and tying them neatly, wings glowing in the sun. The mist guardian conjured cool sprays of fog, keeping workers refreshed when the heat grew heavy. Children carried pebbles in their little hands and cheered whenever even the smallest piece was set in place. Parents hammered nails, laughing when Bob's enormous paws fumbled with tiny tools. And of course, chaos followed. The mimic stole hammers, proudly clanging them together while imitating every bonk-bonk it heard, until the workers doubled over in laughter. Bob tried balancing 3 planks on his shoulders at once, only to wobble, slip, and topple into the mud with a mighty splash that soaked everyone nearby. The children squealed with delight. Parents shook their heads, smiling. Even the fox barked, rolling gleefully in the muck. And yet, amid the laughter, the bridge slowly rose, beam by beam, stone by stone. As the final foundation stones were shifted into place, Bob noticed something unusual. Carved into the oldest rocks, hidden beneath moss and dirt, were markings. Curves, swirls, patterns that shimmered faintly in the sunlight. Bob brushed them clean with his paw. For a moment his eyes glowed the same faint hue. The townsfolk gasped. "What is it?" Bob hesitated, voice low, heavy with memory. "Not human, not hunter, Yeti." Silence fell across the riverbank. These stones were not just ruins. They were a relic, laid by Bob's kind long ago. The bridge was more than a crossing. It was a thread between past and present. Bob's hands trembled as he set the stone gently in place. With renewed energy, everyone worked harder than before. Children painted the planks in bright colors, reds, blues, yellows that gleamed in the light. Parents tied ribbons across the railings to mark it safe. The cryptids added their own touches. Glowing moss from the mist guardian, shiny pebbles from the fox's hidden stash, even carved symbols from the mimic, though no one was sure if it was copying or creating. And Bob placed the keystone with both hands steady. This time he did not break it. This time he honored it. When they crossed together for the first time, Laughter rang out across the water. The town was whole again. That night, lanterns flickered gently along the new bridge. The river below whispered as it always had, but now it sang of unity, of joy. Bob sat at the edge, watching the lights dance on the water. His paw traced the ancient carvings. His scarf glowed faintly, threads woven by his kin as if answering the stones. They were here, he whispered, long ago. The fox curled close against him, the winged one perched nearby, feathers glowing. From across the river, the children waved sleepily, calling his name. Bob raised one great hand and smiled, but in his heart, a seed of longing stirred. His people had walked these stones before him. Somewhere, perhaps, they still waited. And in the stillness of the night, the call of the mountain whispered louder than ever. The bridge had been rebuilt, not by Bob's strength alone, but by the laughter, courage, and love of the entire community. Yet the broken stones had revealed something deeper. Bob's past was not gone. It was written in stone, waiting for him to find it. The bridge now connected more than two shores. It connected hearts, histories, and destinies. If Bob's bridge of laughter and mystery made you believe in building together, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Yeti Bob adventures.